Hi, I'm Sharon Henby Roby, and this is Safe Space with Sharon. I'm here today because I was reading this interesting article a couple days ago. It was talking about how we react when we're standing in line and someone cuts in front of us. And, they went through all these different emotions, anger, frustration, um, you know, feeling like you've been, negated. But what I found really interesting about it was that they said this started when we first started in school. What's one of the first things we learned to do as young children around the age of 5? To stand in line. Oh my goodness. I hadn't thought about that, but it's true. It was like they lined us up like little soldiers and you had to stay in line. There was no cutting in line at all. So it was interesting to think how we have been conditioned our entire life to stand in line and be fair. I mean, think of all the things we learned about that. We learned how to be patient. We learned integrity. We learned honesty. We learned all kinds of amazing things. And look how it transfers to the rest of our life. Think about all the times we stand in line. We stand in line at the grocery store. We stand in line at the airport. We stand in line at the bank. You stand in line at any retail store waiting to pay. You stand in line for your coffee in the morning. You stand in line for everything. I went to get my nails done the other day and I had to stand in line and wait my turn. And what frustrates us all is when there's that person who feels like they're so much better than us, at least that's the way it feels, that they can cut in line in front of you. I was on a flight the other day and there were 2 empty seats next to me. And out of nowhere, this gentleman comes and takes one of the seats. And then he said, "Oh, there's children in front of you. Forget it." And he got up and left. Well, this is something new happening on airplanes. It's seat thieves. They are literally taking seats that belong to somebody else because it's a better seat and refusing to move. It's happening in first class. I was up in the first 4 rows, so he was just going to take that seat. So he didn't have to walk so far to the back of the line, to the back of the plane. So it's just interesting how it affects all of us. I was shocked. They're called seat squatters. And I said something to the stewardess, and I said, "That was a seat squatter. Did you see that man?" And she said, "There's nothing we can do about it. We're not allowed to ask them their seat number." What? We're not allowed to ask them their seat number. I was in shock. I've been reading about this phenomenon, but to experience it and thinking, that's not fair. That's wrong. And again, it comes to that basic understanding of standing in line and waiting our turn. And it affects us at so many levels. It's just interesting that it can cause exasperation, anger, frustration, just all these strong emotions. Feel like we've been cheated or underestimated or taken for granted. It's all how we have grown up to this conditioning. And I just never really thought of something as simple as standing in line and how much it could make a difference in our lives. And then I thought about our cats. My husband has 6 cats. He's the crazy cat person I was saying 4 cats ago. Well, every evening at dinner time, as I serve them their dinner, before dinner, I give them a treat. It's called churu, Churu. And it's this gel, it's a little packet of like really tasty gel. And it must have catnip or something in it because they're crazy about it. But I make them all line up in their individual places. Each one knows the spot that they're to sit in. And then I call each name. And when I do that, I put some gel on my finger and they get to lick it off. But every now and then, my biggest boy, Granger, will start to swat and grab that churu. Well, he's gotten in line. He thinks he's better than the rest of them. And you know what happens then? All the others start to do the same thing. Suddenly have all these paws coming at me. I usually end up scratched too. But I was like, they're no different. We all feel offended when we're cut out of line. So I just thought it was interesting. It's about our animals. They're the same way. Doesn't matter our age. We all want the fairness when it comes to standing in line. Anyway, I thought it was interesting and thought you might think it's interesting as well. So please subscribe. Let me know if there's a topic you want to talk about. I'd love to hear from you, and have a blessed day.